I get so nervous making these videos sometimes, but I'm making them. I'm gonna post them, get them out there, and yeah, we're gonna start from here. So one of the things in this life that makes me hate the most is where I have a dream that I want to accomplish and I tell it to the wrong person. Now, you guys ever had this experience where you just have this idea cooking up in your head? It could be for a story, it could be for I want to start this sport, it could be I want to pursue this career. And then you go and tell somebody, it could be your family, you could be your mom, your dad, your uncle, your friend, your closest friends, your cousin. You go tell them and then they'll be like, the fuck? That sounds stupid. And then that dream gets shot down. That dream gets shot down as soon as they tell you that, right? That's because that's because, either they have their own fears, they hating. Some people be hating, like I've had people I called friends in the past who were just like not in my best interest, and yeah, I had to move on from them. So that's just how you do it. And that person, the number one thing is to realize that God didn't put that in them. God didn't put that imagination of that thing that you want to pursue in them. And what does that mean? That doesn't mean that they're a bad person necessarily. Some people might not have the best interest for you, but a lot of time it is that, that family member who is like, what are you doing? Like we all working jobs. We're all working the 9 to 5 job. We all going to school, all you're expected to go to school, go to a 4-year degree, get a college degree, find a good job and working from there. But like for me, I went to UC Santa Cruz for less than a week and I came back because I knew it wasn't right. How do I know it wasn't right? Because I was not in the best mental place, and I needed to be back here in my my hometown of San Diego just to get my mind right. And then next, one thing led to another. I started working a night shift job with my mom, so that was a great experience. And if y'all want to know about that, let me know in the comments below because I got so many things to talk about. Working a full-time job at 18, especially night shift, was that was crazy. I'm very happy on the schedule I have now, 4 a.m. to 12:30, and I'm able to get out of work and do what I got to do. But yeah, I was balancing school with that for a little bit, right? But I'm just like, it's a lot of things on me that said school wasn't right for me there. School wasn't right for me. And you just get this feeling in your heart that you're going there, you're nervous a little bit maybe, but I didn't even have a defined dream, right? I was living other people's dreams and that wasn't right for me. I went to school with the intention to becoming a pediatrician and that, or a doctor, I should just say, just a doctor in general, because I watched this. It's called Mischievous Kiss. It's a Japanese romance show, romantic comedy, I believe. But yeah, if you don't know, the main male lead, the love interest, he pursued a career as a doctor, and I think he did it, but he ended up doing something in his father's business. But initially that literally, I just wanted to become a doctor just to help people. I was like, okay, yeah, that's gonna be my goal too. I want to help people too, to some extent. But I'm like, going through this, I'm like, I don't want to become a doctor. That's not in me. It's never been in me to become a doctor. It's just the thought of being the first doctor in my family or being the first person to graduate college or go out there. And, a lot of my family members, especially my uncle, who was really financially supported me going there, he spent a lot of money on me and me coming back. Even though he said he want me to come back and stuff, and I made that decision, I could tell he was disappointed. And I don't know, that's a lot of money. So yeah, he probably let it go now because we're a lot better. But I could tell his attitude towards me changed a lot. And yeah, but I lost track where I was. But I didn't want to become a doctor anymore because I figured out there's other ways of helping people through videos or through my writing. Because I think my dream goal though is to It's to own things, you know, like, and then you got to look at how do you accomplish that. So for me right now, I'm planning on joining the military. And you're like, whoa, military. Okay, I'm serving my country and stuff. I'm helping people still. You know, it might not be as direct depending on the job I get, but in terms of that is I had to redefine my goals. And during that whole time of me working was, okay, I want to do, you know, I want to own land. I want to own houses. I want to do this and that. I want to own my car. My dream car, and I think I should change my dream car because I've been watching a lot of videos. You got to think big and you got to want bigger in this life. So my dream car currently, the one that I want to be driving and I love, is the Honda Civic Sport Touring Hybrid. All black, everything black. That's my dream car, okay? And I got to drive one because we were looking for a car for work, and I was like, dang, whew. It was nice. It was real nice, okay? That's like that's the one I want because there's nothing wrong with that too, but you gotta want to have these luxury things if you want to be rich in life. I want to be rich in life, and why? That's not necessarily to be like walking around like, girl, come fuck with me. For real. No, that's not why. I want to be rich because I want to own land for my family. I want to be the best man I can for my family. I want. I I've never seen in my lifetime any one of my families. I'm Cambodian, Southeast Asian. So shout out to y'all Southeast Asian Americans out here. And I've never seen my mom, my parents, my grandparents, maybe my aunt owns a house. I think she owns a house, right? But I've never seen many people in this lifetime own houses and are able to help each other out, right? So if I'm able to get rich, to own land, to own a house, my dream is to have a vacation house that I could go to every summer with my family that I made. So I want a daughter in this life so freaking badly. I let me tell y'all. I want to tell y'all something. I grabbed this camera, right? This camera that my parents got me. It's a Kodak Pixapro C1 digital camera. And it's not the best camera to go filming and stuff. It's not the best camera to like, oh, I'm going to become a vlogger or whatnot, right? But I've been using this camera to talk to my daughter, manifesting my daughter, right? Oh, shit. But every time I'm feeling down or I need to define my goals, if you look at the scripture from the Bible, Habakkuk 2:2, right? It talks about write it down, make it plain, so that he who sees it runs to it. Now, you guys please correct me on the official writing for that, but that's the gist of it. And I got this, I watch a lot of Steve Harvey videos, and that randomly popped up. I did not know Steve Harvey made those type of videos, like motivation videos or like things like that. But that Habakkuk, that quote is amazing because I got my own journal too. Y'all, let me show you right here. Got my own journal right here. So I haven't written it in like a week or two, but I've got it right here, right? So I've written down in this my dream and my goals. That's what I want. I want a daughter for sure. I want a family. I want a woman, right? That she's laid back and she be like wanting to show me off, right? She want to be showing me, embracing me, right? But I got to work on myself. And you're like, how do I get there? God, for me, I trust God. I trust God, right? So you believe in whatever religion you believe in. I'm not going to force my religion on you, but this is how I know I will succeed. For sure. For sure. 100% I know how I will succeed. And that's listening to God, being loyal to God, and serving God. That's my number one purpose on this world. That's my number one thing I want to do in this lifetime. So I wrote it down. I wrote what I wanted in this life. And I want that vacation house. And this is from a TV show I watch. I watched Summer I Turned Pretty. I know a lot of people don't really know the things I like. I watch a lot of things. So I'm not a very specific person. But I watched Summer I Turned Pretty. Me and my aunt watched, we haven't watched it together, but we watched the same series. I didn't know she watched it. I was like, that's crazy. But if you don't know, Conrad Fisher, his dad, he has a vacation home in, I think, Boston. And whenever they go to that house as like a sanctuary, And I'm just like, man, having a house, a home that makes people go to and feel refuge or just feel rejuvenated, feel nice, feel welcomed and comforted. I want that in my life for other people and myself. If I'm able to go, this is the specific of the house. I want to go to that fridge, right? Open that fridge, and on the side door is gonna be the little mini Fiji water bottles. Cause I seen Conrad grab that out of the fridge and just like took it like it was a normal thing. And I'm like, I don't want to do that to be cocky, and I don't want to do it to flex, but I want that because that's just a dream of just doing that. Having that Fiji water in the fridge means so much because that means, my daughter one day she'll be like, dang, I'm not feeling too good, Dad. I'm not feeling too good. Or maybe she not even tell me. She don't even need to tell me. She take the car, she go drive somewhere, she go to that house. Because she feels safe in that house and she feels refuge. The same way I think Belly in the show, she goes there, right? She goes there and then Conrad's there. And I'm like, dang, okay. Okay. Maybe I don't want all that drama for my daughter, but I want that refuge and that safety and that sanctuary that you get from that house and that we're able to go to. That's not our actual house, that's our vacation house that we go to. And that's my dream. That's one of my dreams in life, right? But yeah, sidetrack. You guys have these dreams and you guys gotta pursue it, okay? Now I like to write stories. I have so many ideas in my head. I gotta get out there. And I just gotta do it. What I do know is you're probably like, why are you joining the military if you have these dreams you want to pursue? And how do I know that's right for me? How do I know that's right for me to join the military? It was always in my heart to join the military. Maybe not forever, to be in it, to serve forever, but and do my 4 years and get out if I want to. If I like it, I'll stay. Because you never know about going into a career if you really like it. I was talking with my one of my managers at work, and I was just like, hey, like, I asked him if he went to college and where that led to. I'm like, well, I fucking know he went to college because if you're in that position, I think you got to go to college to some extent. But he went to college to become a type of technician. I don't want to really specify because I don't want to tell my company. But one thing led to another. He went into leadership roles and he found a new career that he really liked. He still had passion of being a technician, but being a manager, leading and stuff, that was his thing. And I was like, okay, that's respectable. So we had a conversation. One thing led to another about like, dreams and what that meant. So I'm like, he's like, if you have right a passion for something, there's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be days you won't like it. There's gonna be days, everything in life. You're gonna have days where you don't like it, and that's gonna be like, wow, okay, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, but yeah, you gotta think, right? You gotta think. You gotta love the challenges, is what he told me. I lost track there, but you gotta love the challenges that come with that passion. You're not always gonna love it. You're not always gonna hate it, but you doing it fulfills something in you, right? You doing it fulfills something in you. And that's where I'm at. I want to go. I have something I want to gain from the military, okay? Not, serving the country is something good. That's good for, I'm helping people out. But in terms of like doing that, I want to get out there. Okay, there's a chance I could be stationed in California, but I think it's small because a lot of people probably want California on their thing. But I don't want to be in California. If I'm here, okay, that's cool. I'm closer to family. I'm closer to what I've known in my life, and I'm able to grow on my own with a paid house, or paid living, area, free food. You get a check for food, clothing allowance for military stuff, and then you got all these benefits to where it only helps you. It only helps you. So I get free schooling to some extent. They're gonna pay for schooling, and I want to own a house, so I got the GI Bill, right? That will help me get what I want. So these are the foundations that I'm building now, so I could define them later. dang, that felt good. that felt good to realize them later, right? Because what I do with that camera, every time I pick up this camera and I speak to her, right? What that does is manifests, that realizes it. So what I want to do is have her, pick up this camera and want Daddy, what's this? Hey, I want to give you this. So you're going to take this and you're going to watch these videos whenever you're feeling down. And you're going to know how your daddy felt. Because I write them whenever I'm feeling down. And she gives me, can you believe that, guys? Can you believe that? She gives me, right? I'm talking to her through this camera. She gives me the fuel I need to keep going. Keep going, right? That's crazy. God giving me something to have part of that dream now, to have that feeling of it, of what it's like now. And that helps me to strive for that goal, So I don't know, I'm able to talk to her now. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't have her now, right? God won't give it to me now. God won't give me things now because he needs to test me. He needs to see, what I am. And well, he knows what I am. He always knows what I am, but he needs me to do these things in order to get those things, in order to serve him. If I knew when I would get there, when I would become a professional writer, a professional storyteller, professional content creator, professional whatever I am, right? If I knew, then there would be no reason for me to trust God. There would be no reason for me to have faith in God, right? And that's why I need to keep my head down, keep working towards this dream, so that once I get there, I could tell everybody who it was. And that was God. For me, that was God. For you, I hope it's God. I pray that it's God for you. You don't believe in God? I want you to. I would love for you to. But I'm not going to put that on you, okay? But I would love for you to. I would love for you to. And that's what's going to work for me. Trusting in God. That's what's going to work. All right? So, yeah. What I wanted to talk about is just like, it's there, right? It's there. So when I need some water real quick, y'all. Let me take a break. But yeah, that's what I am, faithful, and just thanking him for everything that I'm able to have right now, right? So I got a bed that I get to make every day, and I make that bed, right? And it's good. I get to sleep in a made bed, mess it up that night, make it again, right? And that bed look good throughout the day. I walk in my room, I'm like, dang, that bed look good. That bed look real good, right? But yeah, the number one thing I gotta tell y'all is just not to have, not tell the people, don't tell everybody about your dream. And if you're working towards something, don't tell them while you're doing it, because that might shoot it down. My friend, right, one of my best friends, we were having a conversation. I was like, man, I'm reading these, they're called self-help books, and that, I don't like how that's like said, like that's like making people think I gotta rely on this book or this and that, or like you're just a sad person or whatever. But I have these self-help books, The Courage to Be Disliked. This one I want to read is Commandments of the Soul by Shaman Davis. Shout out to him. Great content creator, great YouTuber, great person and influencer. And How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now that book title, I haven't read it yet, but it's a real good book to read. That book title is misleading. That's not making you think like you're some like master manipulator. That I read like a little bit of the summary, and it just helps you out being a better person and communicator. But I've read most of The Courage to Be Disliked currently, and that talked about interpersonal relationships, Adlerian psychology, and it's just a very interesting book. I recommend you check it out. This video is not sponsored, but I love reading, right? I think reading is one of the most powerful tools to accomplish a goal, a better mindset, and stuff. But I was talking to him, right? Because we're both people of faith. We're both men of God, children of God, right? And he was like, we were talking about the Bible at first. I was like, yeah, we're reading these books, and I was like, I'm reading these books right now. They're called self-help books, but this and that. And he said, the Bible's the only self-help book you need. And I was like, yeah, but a lot of these, for a while I put my book down. That caused me to put my book down because I told my thing to the wrong person. I told what works for me to the wrong person because that wasn't in his mind. That wasn't in his mind. It's just as simple as that. God didn't have that in his mind, but people could change and stuff. People could learn and stuff. But a lot of these books, you know, they're made with the foundation of the Bible. So the foundation of these books come from the Bible, basically. A lot of these self-help books and stuff. And that's what Steve Harvey said. And I was like watching one of the videos. This was like a month or two after I had put that book down, and I was on a roll reading that, and that just shot it down. But that put in my head, I was like, these were the foundation. These books were built off the foundation of the Bible. And I was like, yeah, you're kind of right, because a lot of these things can be or were implemented from the Bible. Maybe like the person writing it isn't a believer in God or whatever, but a lot of them can be tied to the Bible, which was crazy. And I was like, okay, I will continue to read them. But yeah, if you have a dream out there, you got to put your heart and soul into it, okay? You got to put your heart, soul into it. And there's never a conventional way to get there. You could do, if you have that dream in your heart to go become a doctor and stuff, go to school. You got to go to school for that, right? But if you have that dream and stuff, there's non-conventional ways to get what you want in this life, right? Get what you want in this life. You don't gotta do the 4-year degree thing. You don't got, sometimes I don't really know that field, so I'm not gonna speak on it with trade school and stuff. But working this job, has taught me a lot about people, about myself, most importantly, and deepen my relationship with God. So that's kind of crazy because I was super depressed on working this job, especially at night shift. I was like, man, I'm a fat ass 18-year-old at the time, right? I was 18. And I was just like, damn, this thing hurts. This thing hurts. But I want to make that video for another time if you guys want to hear about that, working a full-time job, because I think that's a whole different topic from this video and talking about your dreams. If you guys like this video, learn something, please leave a like down in the comments below and share this video. Subscribe. Remember to subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, I want to pursue my dreams, y'all. All right. See ya. Oh shit, that was zesty as fuck. All right, I'm gonna see y'all in a little bit, and have a blessed day. Have a great day, and remember, this came from my dad because he's a fisherman. Take your kid fishing. All right, peace.